Hey friends and family, welcome to Marcie Creates. This is Marcie, and we're going to continue with the Midnight Skies bargain bead box and our colorway that we created. And we're going to do some earrings tonight, kind of in the same frame as we did our necklace with the swirls. So I've already pulled out some things here. We're going to make 3 pair of earrings. And I'm just going to do like I usually do, the one side so you can see it. But before we get started on that, I just wanted to say thank you to those of you who have joined the Facebook group. It's becoming quite a robust group, and I'm very excited to see some new folks, and I'm so excited to see everybody's projects. So if you do make something like this tonight, or if you do a variation on it, I would love to see it. And I know the rest of the folks in the Facebook group would like to see it. If you've not joined the Facebook group, it is under groups on Facebook under Marcie Creates, and we would love to have you. That being said, I'm going to jump right in. And as you can see, I already have a little spiral made. Now, if you did not see me make this on the last video, I am going to just really quickly show you. I literally took a pen and I took some, I believe this is 20 gauge wire. So 20 gauge wire, and you're going to cut a piece. And if you're going to be doing 2 of these, I've already cut 2 of these, but just to show you, so that they're kind of even, since you're making earrings, you want to make them even. You're just going to cut 2 pieces of your 20 gauge wire, just like this, and kind of get them next to each other. Just hand warm them a little bit, just like this. And then you can take your pen or whatever it is you're going to use, okay, and you're going to wrap. You want to use like a lipstick, you can, or a chapstick or a Sharpie. And you're just going to literally wrap it around like this, however long you want it. Okay, and then you're going to pull it off, whatever it is that you're using. And I will probably use this for something else, but they do like to stick together. You got to kind of untangle them. You could cut these little ends off, or you could keep going depending on how long you want them. But now you have identical little spirals. So that's how you do that. So I've already made this spiral, and my idea is I've got some of the chain from the bargain bead box right here. I have one of these really pretty, what I call mermaid beads. I have some black bicones of my own. This is my own gold. I am mixing metals with this, my gold wire. And then these really adorable laser cut moon charm I'm going to put here, along with, I used each star that came in the mix, this iridescent kind of frosty star, and the really pretty blue, kind of a watery blue star, and then the silver stars. So these are all going to be hanging on the ends of these, and each one of these is a different length. I did them in 3 different lengths, so I thought that would be interesting. And what's going to happen is these are going to hang in between the wire, and they're going to dangle through there. So I would be remiss if I didn't show you let me show you a little sketch. I was told by my father, who is he makes good suggestions, that I should show you a little sketch. He's like, "You're an artist. You can show sketches." I'm like, "Well, yeah, I can." So what do you know? I don't have any paper in front of me, but I'm going to grab some here. So you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Let me move these guys over. We're just going to make some long. Now, this is a very rough sketch, okay? 3 different lengths chain with our dangles, and then the wire is going to go, spiral it around. And then we'll have a bead up here in our ear wire. That's the idea. We'll see how close I get. Anyway, that's the sketch ode evening. If you like a little sketch, let me know. If it's not necessary, let me know. I thought it was kind of a cool idea. So I do need some head pins for these, some of these dangles, I think, or at least 2 of them. So I'm going to get out some gold ball and head pins. Those will look a little cattywampus, but I'll fix them. And I'm going to make my dangles, and I'm going to attach them to the wire. We're going to put this to the side for a minute. So my longest one, I want to put that moon charm on. So that's this one. So we'll make this one first. And actually this one, what was I going to do? I was going to actually use some smaller wire and make, we're going to move these to the side here. I'm going to use some 26 gauge wire and do a little bit of wire wrapping here. And I need a round, yeah. So we're going to take, if I can find it. So I'm 26 gauge wire. I'm going to be using a bunch of different thicknesses of wire because I did notice that some of these some of the holes on some of these things are small. And so I have to use some different wire to accommodate for that. And you'll get a feel for that as you're making things. And also, since it's at the end of the piece, I want it to be a little bit more delicate. So I am taking this ball, little gold ball right here. This is going to be the end of our dangle. And I'm just going to put him in the middle here. Kind of like a stopper bead. Like that. And I'm going to twist a couple times. And don't worry if he tries to go places. Just hang on to him. And then I'm straightening this wire out. This is, again, the 26 gauge wire. And this is small enough to fit through our star bead. So let me do that next. Sometimes it's tricky to find the holes. There we go. I'm going to slide him down. And then I'm going to add these really pretty, I'm calling them English cut crystals from the box. They're gorgeous. I love that smoky kind of Montana blue. And then we're going to just do a wire wrap, but I am going to do some of another little allusion to our spiraling that we've been doing. I don't know how else to call it. Spiraling. Kind of to go along with that galaxy theme we've been using. And we're going to add him. See, these holes are very precise because they're laser drilled and they're small. So we're going to put our moon on there. Also, I noticed they're super shiny and they show I'm constantly rubbing them so my fingerprint's not showing all over it. Okay. So now we're going to wrap it. I'm just taking both wires and then, oops, let me get him back up here. There we go. And now I am only going to keep one of these now. I'm going to cut one right underneath where we wrapped. And I will come back and tuck that in a minute. And then I thought I'd do just a little bit of, come on, mister. There we go. A little bit of wrapping around the star. And then ending off with kind of securing that little bead at the end there. with a bunch of wraps. Let me cut this. All right, and I'm going to tuck these in. And as you tuck in, you can push that little bead down there. Let me tuck in over here. We don't want anybody to get poked. One of the things too I want to mention that I did measure, after I made my coil, I laid my chain next to it to make sure that it would hang down below the opening of the spiral. So now I'm going to do another little wrap here. And this time I'm not going to use that small wire. I'm going to use the 24 gauge wire. I wanted it, or actually 22 gauge wire. I wanted that to be small so that I could fit through two pieces through this charm or this connector, so that I could do that wire wrapping technique. Is why I chose that smaller wire. You could use the 22 gauge if you don't want to do that wiring. I just wanted to make sure both would fit through that hole. All right. Probably don't need quite that much. So now I like these little, now it's a little nod to the green that came in the box. We're going to just do a simple wire wrap again so that it attaches to the chain. So that's what I'm going to do now. And I am going to make this loop not very big, so I'm going to come to the front of my round nose so I can make that a smaller loop. We're going to open that up and attach our other side of our moon charm here. And we will wrap this a couple of times. And I'm just going to trim it. Okay. We're going to add our bicone. I love this green. This one came from my stash, but it does pick up. There was some green that came in the box. Just a few little green. Here they are. Few little green rondelles. So I just went ahead and added more of that green. So that's how I came about with that. Now we're going to add this to our chain. And I wanted this on the longest one, so make sure you grab the right one. And if you don't want to mix metals, you don't have to. I just like the look. And we were going with so many cool colors in the box, I wanted to play around with the color, the temperature a little bit with changing out the color of the wire. All right. Now, let me just make sure these little ends are tucked in. And there's our first dangle. So we'll put him up there. And we're going to make the rest of them. So here, I think this one's the medium. Or maybe that's the medium. They're close, but one is longer than the other. So I think for the medium one, we'll do this star and a black bicone and one of these guys. So that'll be the medium. And now we're going to use our gold ball head head pins. So we're just going to attach. We got a lot of these silver stars too. I need to figure out some other things to do with them. Let's see. I've got a little gold saucer bead that I'm adding as well. We're going to do a little wrap of this. Now these earrings are going to be long, so think about that. These are going to be what I call shoulder duster earrings. They're going to be pretty long. You can always adjust the lengths and things if you don't want them that long, or if you want them longer, make them longer. That is totally up to you. That is designer choice for sure. I just love a good pair of long earrings. They look great with people with short hair, and they look great when ladies have their hair, you know, half up and half down. Or if they have it up in a bun or a ponytail. I just love that look. I did a little messy wrap at the end of this, but again, if you don't want a messy wrap, you want to do a neater one, by all means, do a neater one. That's totally up to you. Designer's choice, for sure. All right. So now we have that one. One more, and then we can put our earring together. And I'll show you how to do that. So let's take our last ball head pin, and we will do a little round bead. And a really pretty watery blue star from the box. And another little saucer bead. Make our little loop. Open him up. We'll slide on our chain. I love these because they'll have lots of movement. You'll have the spiral, which will make the eye kind of travel down. You could add beads to that spiral if you wanted, if you really wanted to get extra. I thought about that. But then I thought about how long that would take on a video, and I might do it off camera, and you might be able to see a finished jewelry update, maybe with some beads. But I didn't want to keep you all night, so we have other earrings to make. All right. I do have some fabulous finds this week I'm going to share with you. So stay tuned for that. That'll be later on in the week. And an update on my Easter project that I'm doing for a friend for his wife. I will give you an update on that this week as well. All right, so we have our dangles ready to go. And now it's a matter of putting the earring together. So I am going to use some more 22 gauge wire. If I can find what I did with it. I have a bunch of wire over here, and I am remiss in keeping track of it. Hello. How do I lose wire? Oh, here we go. It's right next to me. Oh boy. I had a nice long weekend. You'd think I'd be well rested and not forget things. I took Friday off. I'm not superstitious, but you know, it was Friday the 13th. And also, it was the day before my birthday. I had a birthday this weekend. So I thought, you know what? Martin Luther King Day, we're off. And Friday the 13th, I'm going to just take a 4-day weekend. So that's what I did. I just relaxed and hung out with the doggies. And it was really nice. Very quiet birthday, but a fun one. But yeah, you'd think I wouldn't be like losing my mind and not remembering where I put things. Maybe I got too much rest. Oh no. Is that a thing? I don't know. Is it? Can you have too much rest? I don't think so. Now, I'm going to hang these dangles. I want them to move around, so I'm going to use the end of my round nose here and make a bigger loop. In that way, they'll have nice freedom of movement while you're wearing them, or whoever's wearing them. If you're making them for a friend, if you're going to sell them, etc. So now we're just going to put our dangles. And this is the Rolo chain that came in the box as well. They gave us quite a bit. I do like it when we get chain. I can never get enough chain. All right. We'll just close those up. I'm going to make this neater since it's at the bottom. And also we've got beads we're going to be adding. All right. Now we're going to add our really pretty mermaid bead. So I have a couple of these little wavy saucers I thought would be cute. So we'll put those. We'll put our gorgeous glowy bead. Am I doing that right? Actually, I am not. We got to put our spiral on first. Okay. We're going to anchor with those beads. So the spiral is what you want to do next. So once you get to this point, we're going to add the spiral. So how we're going to do that is I'm going to make a loop on the top of the spiral. And I'm going to take my round nose pliers and I'm just going to come in and make a closed loop. Whoop. If that happens to you, don't worry. As you can see, that kind of got out of whack. You can always put it back on your form that you made. And just gently reposition it. Okay. So let's go back and do this a little more carefully. It is a little bit cattywampus, but I think it'll be fine. All right, so once you make, let me just scoot that up. Okay, so once you make this loop right here, if you can see that, you're going to slide this guy right through here. Okay, and you may want to just, I didn't really close that well, so you may want to come in and just give it another little push once you got your wire through there. And then, yeah, it's a little bit off. I think it'll still look pretty cool though. There we go. there comes a point where you don't want to mess with it too much. It's no big deal to if you have to make another one, you can make another one. But for the sake of the video, I'm not going to do that. I just want you to see how to put it together. But if that bends on you and you can't get it to look the way you want, it will take nothing for you to make another one. So just go ahead and do that. But I think this is okay, like I said, for the video. So now you've got this. So we're going to anchor this piece with our saucer beads. And then we're going to put our pretty bead here. And then I have this bead cap I like. Oh, and I wanted another one of these. Oh, I was going to put this on here. My bad. And then this. And we're going to make another loop for our ear wire now. See, these are long earrings. Like I said, you can adjust them. I'm going to just do a wrap here. Just want to tuck that in. Be careful of your crystal. You don't want to crack it. Okay. So now we've got this really cool spirally, dangly earring. And this is going to come out of here. So what you could do is bend this a little bit with your fingers and close it. You don't want to close it all the way. Or you could make another loop, but just make it bigger like that, just so the dangles don't come out. Let's add an ear wire. I've got a silver ear wire here. I think I ran out of gold ear wires. I think I need to make an order from somewhere. So there is our very super cool, very long shoulder duster galaxy earring. I think it's a lot of fun. And you can do a lot of different things with this spiral technique. This is just one thing that I thought of. Let me put it down on the mat so you could take a look. But I think that's rather fun. Again, you can adjust how long. You can make a longer spiral if you wanted. You can make these shorter. It's totally up to you. So that's earring number one for the evening. And then we haven't used any of these chip beads. The beautiful labradorite chip beads. And I haven't used these connectors yet, so I thought it would be fun to do like a stack and like a little, just a short little gold, little nod to the gold there, and then just do a little wire wrapping maybe around that column. So that was what I thought we would do next. So I'm going to take some more 22 gauge wire. Make sure I have the right stuff. And I want it long because I'm going to do a wrap. And it's just going to kind of be continuous, shall we say. You'll see what I mean in just a second. And then I am going to continue with a larger loop on the end so that this little guy floats. Let me scooch back out just a little. Okay, so I've got a long piece here of the 22 gauge wire, and I'm going to come back to the back of these again and make another big loop. Like I did with the other earring. And then we're going to add our, it's like, I guess this is a dagger bead. I like the brushed gold look, but I want it to kind of hang nicely. So I thought a bigger loop, it would be better. See, now it moves. That's what I want. If you don't want it to move, you can make a smaller loop. Or you could use a jump ring too. I'm trying to avoid the jump rings on this particular earring. And just use one piece of wire just to see if I can. So I'm going to do a little neater wrap over here. And then we will stack our beautiful labradorite chips. They are so pretty. It's one of my favorite gemstones. I think I may have mentioned that before. All right. Now we're just going to stack our labradorite. And I am not going to do it in any particular order. It's an organic shape and stone, so I'm not really trying to do anything other than just stack them. Ooh, you can see that. I love that flash so much. So, so pretty. They did send some nice chips in the box. I hope you got nice chips in your box. Okay. So now we got our stack. And this, you can do with any gemstone. And I sometimes struggle, I have to be honest, with chip beads. Just because they are pretty irregular. And I always want to think of something different to do, but I think the key with them is to be simple because they're pretty on their own. They have their own character, and you know, I think a little wire wrapping around them would be kind of cool, but other than that, pretty much I'm going to leave them alone. So now I'm going to make another loop so we can attach our connector here. And I'm not too worried about what size loop. I just did kind of a medium one on this side. We'll attach our charm or connector, or whatever you want to call it. All right. Now that I have that, I'm going to continue very gently around these labradorite beads. And I don't want to go crazy. I just want a little gentle swirl. Just to continue with our galaxy type, orbit type thing we've been doing. I know the box says midnight skies, but I've interpreted that to mean the galaxy for some reason. Hey, it's your box. You do what you want, right? You can do midnight skies instead of galaxy. It's up to you. And boy, that turned out cute. Let me put an ear wire on that. Oops. And I'm using the French ear wires. Those are my favorite. I just think they're more comfortable to wear. It's pretty much what I wear when I buy earrings or I make earrings for myself. I tend to have sensitive ears, so I make sure they don't have any nickel in them, and then this is the kind I like to wear. And I put one of those little stoppers. But anyway, that's earring number 2. Not hard. Very straightforward, but super cute. I think it's very elegant. You've got the... Look at all the flash from the labradorite. I think that looks really fun. And that's easy to do. So if you don't want to take on the gargantuan shoulder duster extravaganza, then you can go to the Galaxy really pretty simpler earring. And these are about 2 inches long, or 2.5 inches. So still pretty long. So I like those. And to wrap up our evening of earrings, I have these components that I just love. I think I got these from BB Craft. I did a tutorial a while back with some items I got on BB Craft, and these came in a bunch of different shapes, these brushed gold pieces, and I don't know if they still have them. And then I have this druzy that's so gorgeous that I thought would be so neat inside there like that. And then I love these beads with the stars that we got. So I wanted to put those. And then I wanted more labradorite chips. Play with those some more. So we're going to do that. And then I've got a really pretty ornate rondelle that I thought we'd put at the top there. So also not very complicated, but I think it's just really a pretty stack is what I'm calling it. So we are going to need another, let's see, I'm going to need another one of my head pins, ball head pins. So we'll grab one of those. We are also going to need a small jump ring. So I am using one jump ring this whole time today. I'm going to use the smallest one, if I can get it open. There we go. Yeah, we'll pull two out in case one decides not to cooperate. And then, well, of course, we're going to have our ear wire. I'm going to do another mixed metal idea with the silver. Maybe we should add, well, I think the silver picks up the labradorite in this bead. So first we're going to do is, I'm just going to attach this bead. This little component here has a nice hole in it already. So we're going to hang that little round piece down here, and then everything else will attach at the top. So that's what we're going to do right now. And I'm just going to do a basic loop. So to do that, I am literally just moving this to 90 degrees. And then I'm going to come in with my nippers and I'm going to cut, that's about 1/4 inch. Then we're going to come in with our round nose. I'm going to grab that end and roll it back. Okay, and there's our loop. And we're going to attach that with a jump ring. So let me grab my, that is a tiny jump ring. We'll see. I might need some smaller, something smaller to attach this with, but we'll see. So I like to use my bent nose pliers when I'm dealing with little jump rings like this. And I just find it grips them better and I can see what I'm doing. Give it a try. If you've never used the bent nose, I would recommend it. So I'm going to attach this. Kind of hard to see if it's in there. There we go. This is what I mean about using the bent nose. They're, I don't know. I don't want to say, they're not, I wouldn't say precise, but they, because of the bend in them, they help get a hold. I'm going to push this down too. if you push this against your mat, then you can get to the jump ring as well, because you've got this piece hanging off here. I mean, I may have to come in and scooch that a little, but for right now, I just want to get it on there. That looks pretty good. I may double check that in a little bit, but I think that's what you want. And see, he moves now. I wanted him to move while you're wearing it. That's going to be the movement of your piece. And then this is going to be just a straightforward stack again. We're going to use the 22 gauge wire. I'm not going to do any wire wrapping, spirals on this one. I'm going to keep this one pretty straightforward, but you could do it. If you like that look and you like how that looked on the labradorite stack that we just did, by all means. I mean, again, designer's choice, you know, you make it yours. I just want to play with some ideas, but if you want to take them in another direction, by all means, I encourage you to do so. And please show us on Facebook if you do a variation. I'd love to see it. I know everybody else would too. Don't be shy. Everybody in there is super nice. I think we have a really nice group of people who are very encouraging, and it's a lot of fun to interact with everybody day to day, you know, just on a few posts. I try to post a few things every day, or at least every other day, and then you guys post away. I mean, you know, if you've got a cool technique, or somebody's having a sale, or, you know, if it's about color, of course, we're very keen to learn about that. I want everybody to be able to benefit from everybody. And it's been a lot of fun to get to know everybody this past year. So I'm really looking forward to 2023 and getting to know more of you and exploring more with the gemstones and the color. It's just very exciting to me and very fun. So here we go with our beautiful druzy, and I love the textures. I love the texture in this piece and also this. And now we're going to come in with that barrel bead. I'm calling it the 4th of July bead. It just looks like fireworks to me. And another little wavy, I don't know, potato chip bead, whatever you call those. And then we're going to stack some more of these gorgeous labradorite chips. And we'll add our really ornate, just like that. And I need my round nose. I have all kind of tools over here. Okay. Again, I'm just going to add a French wire to this. All right. I just want to tuck that end in. Let me straighten that a little. And our ear wire. Oops. Well, goodness. Another good use for bent nose. There we go. And there's your another really cool. I think that one might be my favorite, actually. I like them all. But I have to say, they're all fun. This is nice and long. I do like a long earring, like I said. And I like that spiral idea. I want to explore that some more. And by all means, I want you to also give it a try. And let me scooch in just a little so you can see these better. How's that? Yeah, so some galaxy earrings to go with our galaxy necklace that we made last week. And I kind of like the way they turned out. I think this is my favorite. I do like this, but I would like to refine it a little bit more. And of course, if your wire bends on you like it did me, I might go back. I wouldn't give this or sell it with that bump in there. I would probably just redo it. That's just me. But for myself, I would probably just keep it the way it is because, I'm a little hard on my jewelry anyway. It's probably going to end up getting bent anyway. So anyway, thank you so much for joining tonight. I hope you're liking this colorway. I really like it. I think adding the warm gold and the yellow really makes all the blues really special. And that tiny hint of green they gave us was a nice nod also. Let me know in the comments if you like this. Give me a thumbs up. That helps my channel a lot. If you haven't subscribed, I'd love to have you. Stay tuned this week for some unboxings, and also I will be showing you a little bit of the project I'm working on for my friend for the Easter project for his wife. And I'm trying to think what else I've got. I think I'm going to be doing some design on the fly this week with the Sam's box. And then, oh yes, I have some fabulous finds to share with you. So lots coming up in the next week and into the weekend. And take care of your sweet selves. You and your families be safe. And I will see you on the next video.